in the whip, I'm in the wrist, I never switch.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
Here we go.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
You can say a lot of things about the great play of Kiko Alonso, but the number one thing you will say, he will hit you.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Legs, a gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down.
Well, partner, for a few years, this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. Ricky.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Check it out, Reed.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 7 yards there and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Well, this is caught by Ginn. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 25 yards that time. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Try to pound it in. Kamara stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just gain there.
What's the old expression? 3 yards in a cloud of dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw is Jackson. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll have a first down past the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Here we go. Hey, come on. Check, 47. Coming to you.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go now. Go to base. Who that?
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
He may try and run for this. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
Let's go.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the run. Shift.
From the gun, it's Jackson. It's complete to Snead. The completion good for 3, and it's
Complete to Willie Snead. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
On 2nd down now, it's Ingram, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that's knocked away and incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run on first down gets him a couple up to the 27. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now the second down throw on target, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll run. This is Kamara. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Breeze to throw. And Ginn's got it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Breeze to another longtime vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, a 22.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that his defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Ingram. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Ingram. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Sam Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Breeze now on 1st down. Open man is Hill. He's got it. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Breeze now to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, they were unable to convert that. but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And on nickel formation here defensively. From midfield, here's Breeze. And this is Cook with a grab. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep is and this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. Says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And they bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
they? When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there, but it'll be 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Jackson. Snead's got it. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Again, Jackson. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 16. From the gun, it's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Breeze now on 1st down. And complete right side to Cook.
I I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing now is Breeze. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Ingram. And some room to maneuver. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Don't get nervous.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. 3rd and goal, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they wrap.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Breeze on the bootleg. Again has it complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Breeze now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Breeze. It's Hill, complete. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Ready? You ready? Mike 57. Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he finds Cook. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's Breeze. Well, this is caught by Ginn. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8-2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. A 10th carry for Kamara. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Ready? Yellow lady. 50 seconds. Come on. Let's go, defense. Man up.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. He gets it to Thomas. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Breeze. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Lutz is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why I said that. I have no idea.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle it anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the counter, Ingram. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. And he can't find the receiver, and he's brought down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. They've got the lead. They haven't really had to utilize him all that much so far, but I guess if you're winning on the scoreboard, not too much to complain about.
Not at all, but you know those guys out wide. They want as many catches as they can possibly get. They may need him later on if things get a little tighter.
Yeah, so far 2 catches. We'll see what happens here as the game progresses. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Jackson now. Going to throw again. It's complete to Snead. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
I got it. Kill.
To throw is Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Shut up. Mike, 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Squeeze, double.
Now Ingram, he's been busy today. Back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Here's Sam Cook now. He's been terrific so far. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Breeze. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Breeze's throw on target to Cook. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Breeze, a quick throw out to Thomas. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Breeze again. He gets it complete to Harris. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those on the perimeter can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. This is Murray. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Breeze now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Now Breeze. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Oh, this is blocked. And now the Ravens get it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 30, 10, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
All I know, partner, is that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. Game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Rush in.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. They'll run on first down. Ingram. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Breeze now. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And this is Cook with the ground. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. 36. Coming.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Breeze on the bootleg. Now Breeze lost the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. This is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they forced the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Let's go.
The They'll try and run with Ingram. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
You can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And out trots Jared Cook with the rest of his offensive mates. And a bounce back here for him after a slow start. And sometimes that's how it goes with tight ends. Those catches in their games, they can go in waves at that position.
And you get so locked into stopping them that you think, okay, hey, look at that. We've held them down. And the best ones, you really don't hold down for an entire game. They're going to get their catches. Your job is to keep them from being big-time catches that break you down totally. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ready? Yellow lady.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ready? Yellow lady. Check 48's the mark. I got one.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the Ravens' 45-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Check curls.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 31-yard line. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They go play action here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. To throw is Breeze. Again has it complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Ready? 5-8. 48. Right now, let's go. Watch the slant.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. Here's Breeze to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. They'll run it with Kamara, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara taking it in. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, it's Ingram. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. And there they went crossing route against the zone. What do you think of that?
Takes real cool passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zones, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot in what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
I'd sure love to have him as defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Ingram again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On first down, Ingram, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, let's bring it.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is down to 2. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 there, and a New Orleans first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ready? So we're waiting. Here we go, D. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right.
Breeze now on first down. Now Breeze lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Breeze going to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 32-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And Thomas has it. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Again, it's Breeze. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands...
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
To throw is Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. From the gun, Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He'll run it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
All right, let's be frank. You hate fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The dump-off gets him only one, and now you're looking at a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
To throw, it's Breeze. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again. Jackson rolling to his right. He'll try and run it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here's Jackson to throw. Snead's got it. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw again is Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Jackson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. It's complete to Snead. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. This is Ingram. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They go play action with Jackson. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
The last play on the completion got him half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. I mean, we could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Now Brees finding Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, a ball may come your way.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Kamara. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Brees' throw on target to Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 38-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
To throw is Brees.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Now, Brees again. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Back to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Brees going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. They run with Murray. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Brees, one of the best ever in these situations as he's trying to get his guys set. Back to throw. And it's caught. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. trying to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
I'm coming after you.
To throw is Breeze. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So Lamar Jackson in the offense. Down by 7. Less than 90 seconds to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They're running. Ingram. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. Watch the run, watch the run. Watch the eye.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Strip that ball. No.
Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.